What's going on, everybody? It's Q Jackson, host of BLK Talk, and this is a special conversation because this is our When Hunger Strikes conversation. And the reason that the conversation is special is because, as you can see, we're sitting in front of the grill. That is my favorite thing to do. If y'all pay attention to me on social media, y'all know that I love to cook. And I am here with a man that loves to cook just as much as I do, so much that he's made a profession out of it. I actually had the opportunity to see him a few weeks ago at one of Atlanta's many festivals, and hopefully you'll see him at one of Atlanta's many festivals. Chef Darius Lintz of, what's the company called?
My mom says you can cook.
Now y'all know that right there, that name along with the signage and everything, that is what drew me to it. Then it was the food. Then it was his mama, because she got that mama vibe. And then, just his conversation, everything that he's experienced to get to where he is today. So, Darius, tell us a little bit about you.
I've been cooking for, I want to say about 17, 18 years now.
Okay.
And, really got into culinary, really by going to, small culinary school, right in the downtown Atlanta area.
Mm-hmm.
It's called, City of Refuge. And it was a 3-month program in which kind of gave me time to, really give me the basics that I needed to know. 3 months, and eventually they went ahead and found me a position to start with, and just kind of grow.
Okay.
So, and I've been doing it ever since then, and it's been a long, but fantastic with that ride.
17, 18 years. Now that's not something to play with. Now this is not it's passion because you're still there, but this is not a hobby. Like you actually went to school, do a training, and then you're out here doing what you're doing now. So when did you discover, like as a child, as a young man, that you were interested in cooking?
I would say during my teenage years, I was, really working at Publix at the time.
Okay.
And, I had a lot of friends that would come over to the house on the weekends. They would just really wouldn't be able to sit around, play PlayStation and such and eat. And, I just started really kind of playing with the ideas of, let me go ahead and buy a steak this week and, try to make a few things. And back then they had what was the George Foreman grill. I don't know if a lot of people remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. And, really started, throwing a few things on the George Foreman grill, started seasoning it, a whole lot of different things, and, had them taste it. Oh, yeah, this is good, and blah, 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 and, I just kind of got the idea from there, like, hey, this is what I want to do.
Now hold on now. Your friends came over and they eat steak.
Yes.
When my friends came over and we're playing PlayStation, we eat pizza, cookies, chips, and y'all eat steak. Now what was your friend's reception from that?
It was pretty much, I think, the friends' reception of any kids that are 15 and 16. I think any steak is all good as long as it tastes like some steak.
Yeah.
But, I think as kind of time went along, I hear like, oh, it's good, but I need more than what do I need to be able to make sure that it's fantastic?
Okay.
And I think that was what really kind of got me into the idea of joining culinary still to kind of get that understanding of what I need to do to be able to make not just steak, fish, chicken, lamb, anything to be able to make it top tier. And, kind of get the full feedback I need to be able to make sure that I'm just as good as it is.
So you decided to go to school. You got the education. What was your first role out of school?
My first role out of school was at the West End, hotel. And, it was a simple and regular employee, looking for employees, making their employee meal every day. Would come in for lunch.
They did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was doing that. And, as I first started out and, fresh out of culinary school, oh yeah, I'm ready. I can be able to do it. But I was also still nervous. So I think just jumping into that was really kind of what really exalted me to really, one position.
Okay. So let's get into the name, the name of the company.
Mm.
Okay, so I know when you are at these festivals and you're back there whipping it up. I'm sure people walk up, they're trying to figure out where did this name come from. They're laughing, so it automatically brings good energy and good feelings.
Yes.
And then you snatch them in with the food. Right. So let's talk about the name. Did your mother really tell you that you can't cook?
Well, she wasn't talking.
Oh, okay.
She was talking about really sometimes food that I would make for other people to be able to have and taste them and get them. I know yes, mother not like probably the biggest critic.
Okay.
And so she would taste it and like, and it's okay. I mean, like your mom knows better than that. So,
Oh.
but essentially the name itself was, really, competitive state. I've always been very competitive. I had a name from the prior business that I did, I'm gonna say like 8 years ago. Can't really name the other name, but something similar. That business that I did with that other person did not go in the fashion that happens most things. Right at the time, and I kind of got left by the waist. So, as I decided to get to start that up with this, and me being in the competition, I always made this name as a little bit of a quick jab, like, hey, my mama said you could eat it, so, so that's how I really kind of,
But it ended up being something that, I mean, it stands out. And that's one thing that you want your brand to do is stand out from everybody else's. Now, when it comes to the different food items that you cook while you're at these festivals and that's under, the brand, how did you decide what you want to specialize
I really decided on it based off of who I was cooking. Being that I specialize in gourmet southern cooking, such there are so many different things that you can do with it. Gourmet southern with it itself is something that starts from southern cooking. Things that we love eating, that we just, the steaks and the ports, stuff like that, but to also turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, when it came down to the last festival that I did, I understood from one that it was primarily, let me use the words like non-urgent.
Okay. Yeah.
As such. For one, and then for two, when it came down to me also being able to look at the type of, music, the type of setting that I was thinking that this is primarily like rock music, and things like that. So I kind of got an idea from there, like, okay, well, I got a really good idea of this, how to sit down. And then for three, I mean, there were two other chefs, two other people who were cooking like that, or being able to make, I think, making sandwiches. Another one was making like, pizza or something like that. So to be able to kind of read that a little bit, read between the lines, let me go ahead and turn it up a little bit, what I'm about to do, to be able to make simple, turn it into something fantastic, but also to be able to sell it at a price to where I can allow longevity and not necessarily like what it is I'm selling for the price of this food. Right. To be able to make something that's great and then to also be able to understand it
Okay. So, as you know, we are currently in Men's Health Awareness Month. And men's health can deal with physical health. It can deal with mental health. It can deal with emotion. Now, right now, your current role is definitely a part of that mental, hopefully physical and emotional growth of other men that are out here. So, Gwinnett County Correctional Institution. So, first of all, how did you get the opportunity to become a chef in Gwinnett County?
Um, well, really, I mean, there was a position within Indeed that I originally it was for a assistant manager position. I did not know that it was for Gwinnett County until I actually sat down with the manager and it kind of gave me understanding. Hey, it's also Gwinnett County. Um, the irony behind it all is that probably like 6, 7 months prior, I had interviewed for the exact same position, but it was more so directly to Nick Cajun and such. During that time, I mean, this is a place of being honest and such, you know, probably I got the job and then along that same week, there was, there was a position that, the position that I applied for, did not end up getting because I got arrested for not showing up to report a traffic court. Traffic.
Wasn't in Gwinnett County, was
It was Gwinnett County. Good old Gwinnett. You know, so I ended up getting arrested for it. Got off the same day and such, and I thought that it was over. I was like, man, I'm not gonna be able to get that position. But you know, the Lord works our ways, and the Lord works in its own way. Yes, and however the Lord says that's what happens. That's just what happens.
And so now you are now you don't work with the people that arrested you.
No,
No.
I do not.
So tell us about your actual position and what it is you do on a day to day.
Yeah. Well, my actual position, is like I said, is the assistant manager position. On a day-to-day basis, I really cook for the staff. So, you know, a lot of people kind of ask, oh, do you cook for the inmates? The inmates cook for the inmates. I cook for the staff that are eating in the staff lounge. And the staff, they eat fantastic. You know, we talk oxtails, we're talking, different things like that.
I need to come to Gwinnett County for lunch.
They can eat.
Now, do the inmates assist you with any of the cooking?
They assist me with putting together the different types of vegetables. So if I need a different type of vegetable that I just need to cut up, carrots, celery, whatever, you need to cut up and they will assist me.
So do you tell them what to do and then like you on your way, or do you actually sit there and interact with them?
I'll give them understanding of what it is that I need done, and then they'll go ahead and move forward. Okay. But along the way, I'm really big on being able to build relationships with people who are doing something for me within the kitchen as well. Yeah. Now, I don't just point a finger and then that's it. I like to be able to talk. And regardless if they are inmates, they're still people. Yeah. They still met. You know, so I speak with them to give them understanding of these thoughts like they're still a bit of book. So, you know, I think it kind of works hand in hand when it comes down to what I originally came there for. And then what comes down to the longevity of what it is that I need to be able to do the job. Vegetables, fruit, cut up, and then food is being able to prepare for the staff right around like 8 or 11 o'clock.
So for you, the person that you were prior to taking the position versus the person you are now, being in an institution where you see a lot of black men, Latino men, white men, that their freedom has been taken away. And you get the opportunity to interact with these people, to hear their stories. Do you think any of that has kind of changed how you move?
I think it's changed probably one thing when it comes down to me being able to slow down a little bit with interacting with individuals in how I say something. But I don't think it's really changed it when it came down to me being able to work with them as a whole because I've always been a really empathetic person. Yeah. And when it comes down to my first couple of years in culinary, everybody's worked with a different type of chef. But my chef has always been the type to go upside somebody's head and say, you're a regular person. We don't do the yelling. We don't do the whole talking at somebody and such. We'll talk to everybody like they're human beings. So I've always made that a big part of myself. Here we are today.
Now, how do you feel that they appreciate that? Because, I mean, if we watch TV, a lot of the things that we may see on TV or social media, the people that are there are making the inmates feel like they are less than. They, you know, occasion have been called names, animal, whatever it is. But you coming to them, speaking to them man to man, human to human, person to person. How do you think that affects how they act and the growth for their like rehabilitation while they're locked down?
Well, for one, I've had the personal conversation just last week with one of the individuals that are still locked up there. They come in every morning. D, you good? And I'm able to talk to them as men. But two, one of them kind of expressed that there, was another chef that used to work there that did not talk to them and talk at
Mm.
and such. And the one thing he expressed to me is that, hey man, I really appreciate how it is that you come in here and deal with us. You laugh with us, you joke with us, but we also use that when it's time to get down to business. We get down to business with you. And we're all so focused being able to hear what it is that you need and being able to get you. And I think that it helps them a lot because we're on the way up within 2 months and such. They're on their way out, and they're also on the way to being able to join the man right in the jail, and so to be able to finally understand what it is that they need to do and become part of this as well. So I think it's helped a lot when it came down to being able to have them be expressive of what it is that they need while they're there in order to them to get to where they want to be.
Okay. So the culinary program that you said is at the jail. Like, what sort of influence do you have?
The influence I have with that is more so kind of having my hand on being able to teach them more so on prep simplicity and being able to how to use the knife, which is very important.
Knife versus a shank.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Like now when you are around them and they are using knives, like does security, or like a guard or something have to be there?
Oh yeah. Deputies and guards and sheriffs are there 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so they pretty much know, but also these inmates are allowed to work in the kitchen because they're low level inmates.
Ah, okay.
They don't have any type of death on their, in their back pocket, or they've done anything like that. They just made a few mistakes. They're in there for a couple of months, and they really like to be able to kind of make the time go by fast.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about.
Okay. Now, when we were having a conversation, you mentioned that your goal is to pretty much be at every festival that is here. Now, as opposed to like working at a restaurant or different things like that, what made you decide that festivals was where you wanted your brand to be?
Festivals was something I wanted my brand to be just because I can be able to implement my own creativity and such. I know a lot of times the creativity is also built off of the festival of itself, how many people are coming, what type of people are coming, and then also what comes down to the financial end of it. Something such as quesadillas versus um, beef brisket can make a big difference.
Yes.
And what it is that you spend, how much you spend, things like that.
Yeah.
So really to be able to figure out how to kind of move from that and to be able to spend in a way that makes sense for you, but also makes you the most money as well is something that really kind of put me in that position of knowing that I have all of the power to be able to do what I want to do. And even if one festival doesn't kind of turn out the way that I was looking for, I have a chance to expect that to do it again, in the way that I see fit in your taste.
And even though he's talking about the business aspect, I know one of his main reasons is because he gets to interact with the people.
Absolutely.
You like people.
I love people. Okay. I love people. I'm a
introvert, extrovert. What is it? Omnivert. What is?
I'm a strong introvert. Strong introvert. January 23rd.
So you don't like people?
I don't. but I love y'all at the same time.
Oh man, yeah, I'm like that too. When I get activated, I'm good. But my social battery, the older I get, the faster it runs out.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, it's time to go home.
Yes.
Definitely not leaving when the lights come on. Like
Right.
that's just too late. But you know, you have people that are there to support you. Like, you know, we had the opportunity to meet your mother, your partner. Like, you have like all of that. So while you're working the grill, you know, they are right there engaging with the people. So how important is that to have the right people on your team?
It's the most important because they are representatives of not just in the business, but representatives of me as well.
Yeah.
They're in the forefront. They're speaking. They're engaging and things like that. And quite frankly, stuff that I may not feel like doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But when it comes out to me being in the background and having this food delivered and fresh off the grill, then they can be able to ask questions of the that's your chef right there. What do you mean mistakes? Things like that. And you know, it's very helpful to somebody like me because, you know, I may not feel like it and being able to interact with people in the moment, but to also know that somebody's interacting with me based off of the food that's being cooked. It feels a lot better to be able to immediately put my fork, my spatula down and like, let me go to the kitchen. Let me see what they're talking. Let me shake a few hands. Because it's things that I want to do.
Okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to ask you a few questions to get to know your preferences, not as a chef, but as a person that enjoys food. All right. So we're going to go with roast beef, steak, or brisket.
I would say brisket.
Okay.
I would say brisket. And the only reason I say a brisket is really because I've done so many different things with a brisket to where, you know, I've cooked it on 220 degrees for 8 hours.
Jeez.
8 hours and then they pull it out buying cereal with orange juice. People like almost scratching their head like, you know, why orange juice? It's like, man, it has a whole different type of flavor to it. But when it comes down to something that it has a nice texture, a nice to it where it's finally finished and at the same time, the way that it tastes, the way that it tastes is juicy.
Yeah.
It's elegant. It's you know, everything that you would want in a piece of
Comfortable.
very
For me, it's comfortable. All right. So we're going to go with crawfish, shrimp, or lobster. Lobster tails.
Upstairs. I think that I'll probably go with crawfish. Crawfish was something, and I'm people who know me know I'm a little
Country.
little country, a little country, and then I'm also really big on how much I spend.
Yeah.
I can be you know
A little tight
on my
frugal.
money.
Frugal
a
is the
fantastic
word. Yes. I too am frugal.
So being able to practice frugality, but also being able to know that I'm about to make something fantastic that has not been tasted before gives me all the great feeling because again, I always pay attention to not just what I'm doing, but how many people I'm doing. You know, the event that I met you at, man, I think that was probably the 2 days.
Wow. Yeah. And that was a lot of crawfish. Okay, so we got grits, oatmeal, or what is it, polenta? Grits, oatmeal, or polenta. If you say the wrong one, say the right one.
I'd say grits.
Good job.
I'd say grits.
Good job.
Yeah. Again, something else where I can be a little frugal with. Does not take as much time to be able to cook. And then you could really go either way you want to go. Yeah. You can be able to cook this in water, or I can be able to cook this in some heavy cream. You can get just as great results depending on how I'm finishing.
I ain't gonna lie, I got a little nervous.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say I could cook it savory or I could cook it sweet. Now, if you said sweet, I was about to get out that chicken. We don't put sugar in our grits.
You do not. You do not. But you know what I'm saying?
This is not porridge. This is not oatmeal. No. I feel like grits are meant to be served and enjoyed in a savory manner. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Uh, cake, pie, or cookies?
I think cakes.
Okay.
Cakes. And the only reason I say cakes is that I can be honest and say that I do not bake. Okay. However, in the times that I have baked, when it comes out to making cake is something that you can make as dry as nice soft pellet. And okay. And the differences of only comes down to just a bland vegetable. And adding the things of vegetable oil can give a meat on the particular.
I feel like I tried to make some box brownies a few months ago,
Yeah.
and I didn't have vegetable oil.
Uh-huh.
And when I tell you those things felt like sponge, I, did the little, and it just popped right back. I said, "Oh no, this is not it."
Right.
So that's crazy. Like most people, you ask these questions and they boom give their answer and move on. But this man is giving detailed background on why. This is why you should enjoy a person like this because they are passionate about what they're eating, which means they're going to be passionate about what they're serving to you. Because if I'm not going to eat no bull, why would I want you to eat something? So is there anything else that you want people to know about you and your brand?
I think within my brand, it's something that I really look to be able to kind of offer as a nonprofit. And I think that's my end goal. Yeah. Is to be able to offer as a nonprofit organization. And the nonprofit organization is something that I would be looking to be able to have as an unemployment agency. Okay. To work operating on inmates that are freshly getting out of prison.
Oh, that I like a second chance situation.
Second chance.
I like that.
And I just kind of put it together with me being one that is helping to teach them.
Yeah.
I would also love to be on the outskirts waiting on them. Hey, you did quite well.
Yeah.
In culinary. You were surgical that night. Here's what I need you to do. I got position waiting.
I like that. I like that. And I can't wait to see that. And when that happens, we're going to have him back. But in the meantime, I'm going to let him tell y'all how we can get in touch with him. And then we're going to get off here so we can flip that steak so we can eat it. So tell the people how they can stay in touch.
You can find me on Instagram. I am Chef Darius. Or you can find me on my Facebook at Darius Lintz. Darius Darius /Lintz LINTZ. And I can be found on there. Get at me, DM me, or simply message them. I answer any question in the matter that it comes.
Yeah.
I'm very straightforward, straight to the point. There's not anything that I've ever really had to address it. Okay.
So, all right. Well, I absolutely appreciate you, and I wish you so much success on this journey. For yourself, for the people that you encounter. Check him out, and you'll be posting about any festivals that you'll be at.
100%.
All right, so you can see where he's gonna be, but where I'm about to be is in this plate with this steak. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of BLK Talk /Quinn Hunger Strike, and we'll be back with another amazing conversation very soon.